Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow listeners. Years ago, I witnessed an incident at an airport and it stayed with me ever since. There were two passengers, clearly frustrated from flight delays. They approached the airline desk. The first passenger was red in the face, and their voice was raised, making a scene, berating the airline staff, demanding immediate solution. The second passenger waited patiently for their turn. And when they spoke, their tone was calm and understanding of the situation, even though they were both inconvenienced. The stark difference between their approaches was apparent to everybody watching. While the first passenger left the desk even more agitated, the second passenger, through their calm demeanor and empathetic conversation, not only got the issue resolved, but also left with the staff member with a smile on their face. It was a simple yet profound display of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, often abbreviated as EI or sometimes even EQ, refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's emotions while simultaneously recognizing, understanding, and influencing the emotions of others. It goes beyond the realm of traditional intelligence and academic prowess, diving deep into the intricate world of human emotion and interpersonal dynamics. In today's world, where technology has brought us closer than ever before, the art of human connection remains at the core of both our personal and professional lives. From teams collaborating across continents to families trying to find balance in the digital age, our ability to navigate emotions determines the quality of our relationships, the success of our endeavors, and our overall well being. Mastering emotional intelligence isn't just a desirable skill in a world rife with communication, it's an essential one. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into the five components of emotional intelligence, originally identified by the psychologist Daniel Goleman. First, we're going to take a look at self awareness, then, we'll take a look at self regulation. We'll move on to motivation and empathy, and we'll finish up with social skills. As we take a look at self awareness, what is it and how does it work? At its core, self awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, desires, and their motivations. It's the foundational stone of emotional intelligence, and without understanding our own emotions, it becomes nearly impossible to grasp the feelings of others. Being self aware allows us to understand the triggers of certain emotions, helping us anticipate and navigate complex situations. It's like having an internal compass that points out where we're truly aligned with our beliefs and when we're drifting off course. Some practical tips at improving your self awareness is a reflection journal. Writing down daily emotions and the experience that those emotions bring can offer insight into patterns and triggers. Taking a look at feedback seeking. Encouraging friends and colleagues to provide honest feedback can unveil blind spots in our own self-perception. And mindfulness meditation. This practice can center our focus and present emotions and enhance our awareness over. Next, let's take a look at self-regulation and why impulse control is so critical in our human nature. Our initial reaction to situations are not always within our best interest. Impulse control helps us pause, assess, and then act, ensuring our response aligns with our values and our long-term goals. When we look at the dangers of being reactionary versus the power of a measured response, a reactionary attitude can lead to regrettable decisions, strained relationships, and missed opportunities. In contrast, a measured response guided by self-regulation builds trust and fosters understanding, and it also opens up doors to collaborations with others. What are some techniques we can use to better improve our own self-control? Number one, deep breathing. In a moment of high emotion, taking deep breaths can create a pause, allowing for rational thoughts to prevail. We can count to 10, the old school method, an age-old technique that provides momentary distraction, allowing time to process and respond effectively. And then we have visual imagery. Visualizing positive outcomes or calm scenes can recenter our mind. Next, we're going to talk about motivation, we're going to talk about how intrinsic motivation differs from extrinsic motivation. While extrinsic motivation is driven by external rewards like money or recognition, intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's driven by personal satisfaction, our passions, and the joy of the task itself. When we look at the role of passion and purpose, passion provides the spark, the initial energy necessary to start, while purpose is the guiding light offering direction to our efforts. Together, they form a potent force driving us towards our goals. Ways to ignite our inner drive. First thing, make sure we're setting clear goals. Knowing where you're headed provides direction. Visualizing your own success, imagine positive outcomes can reignite your passion. Continual learning. Acquiring new skills or knowledge can reignite the thrill of achievement. Next, we're going to take a look at empathy. Definitions and the distinctions of empathy and sympathy. While sympathy is feeling the compassion for someone else, empathy goes one step further. It's about stepping into someone's shoes, understanding their emotions, and seeking the world from their perspective. When we think about the transformative power of true understanding, when we truly understand someone, we can anticipate their needs, avoid potential conflicts, and even foster a deeper bond that is based on the mutual trust and respect of others. Empathy's role in building and nurturing relationships. In every relationship, be it personal or be it professional, empathy acts as the bridge of understanding. It ensures that even in a disagreement, respect and care remains intact. Last but far from least, we're going to talk about social skills. The art of communication and connection beyond mere words. Effective communication encompasses body language, tone, and timing. It's about ensuring the message is both sent and received. How do we navigate these complex social situations? Awareness, active listening, and asking open-ended questions can help navigate and even diffuse complex social situations. Some of the roles of active listening and effective feedback play in our lives. Truly hearing someone without the intent of formulating a response fosters a deep understanding. Coupling this with constructive feedback can ensure a balanced and productive conversation. Next, let's address the impact of emotional intelligence in our daily lives. Today, we're going to go over the impacts on relationships, the impacts on professional workplace, and the impacts even on mental health. As we break open relationships, how does EI foster deeper connections? Emotional intelligence, at its essence, is about understanding and connecting. With higher EQs or EIs, individuals can more readily read nonverbal cues, grasp the underlying emotional conversations, and respond in ways that validate others' feelings. This creates a safer space where both parties are felt and seen to be heard with a deeper bond. When we look at managing our conflicts with empathy and understanding, conflicts, when inevitable within any relationship, don't have to lead to fractures. Armed with the emotional intelligence, one can approach disagreements with an open mind, seeking to understand rather than win. By focusing on the mutual goals, recognizing emotions at play, and the resolutions can be reached that strengthen the relationship rather than strain it. But what about the office workplace? What about what happens in our professional lives? When we look at emotional intelligence role in team dynamics and also in the form of leadership. In diverse teams where varied backgrounds and perspectives come together, emotional intelligence acts as the glue. It helps leaders and team members anticipate and respect each other's viewpoints while ensuring smooth collaboration. Furthermore, leaders with high emotional intelligence can inspire, motivate, and guide their teams more effectively, creating a positive and productive work environment. Some of the case studies that have been seen with successful leaders that have high emotional intelligence are those like Oprah Winfrey, known for her empathetic approach. She built an empire off of genuine connection with her audience. We also have Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group. Branson believes that understanding people is the key to success in any business. But what is the impact of emotional intelligence on our mental health? How does emotional intelligence contribute to self-understanding and resilience? Understanding one's emotions is the first step to managing them. Emotional intelligence provides the tools to introspection, to recognition of emotional triggers, and to the creation of coping strategies. Moreover, by understanding our flow of emotions, individuals can bounce back from setbacks more quickly, showcasing their resilience. When we look at managing our own emotions in the face of adversity, life is replete with challenges. Whether it is personal loss, professional setback, or global crisis, how we manage our emotions determines our ability to navigate these challenges. Emotional intelligence equips us with the ability to acknowledge our feelings, seek support when needed, and find ways to adapt and grow from it. Next, let's talk about overcoming the myths and misconceptions of emotional intelligence. A common misconception is that we are either born with emotional intelligence or we're not. In reality, the brain exhibits a remarkable quality known as neuroplasticity. This means that, much like our muscles, our brain has capabilities, including emotional intelligence, and it can be developed and strengthened with practice. While some individuals may naturally exhibit higher levels of emotional intelligence due to their upbringing or their personal experience, it's a skill that anybody can nurture and grow. We look at the ability to enhance our emotional intelligence. Just as we can learn to play a musical instrument or speak a new language, we can train ourselves in the realms of emotional intelligence. Through self-reflection, seeking feedback, engaging in active listening, and practicing empathy, we can improve our emotional intelligence over time. One of the biggest myths out there is that a high IQ equals a high EQ. Intelligence and emotional intelligence are distinct facets of the human psyche. While intelligence pertains to logical reasoning, mathematical abilities, and linguistic skills, emotional intelligence revolves around recognizing, understanding, and managing emotions, both ours and others. It's entirely possible for someone to be academically brilliant yet struggle with interpersonal relationships due to a lower emotional intelligence level. A case in point, history and even modern workplaces have been an example of many prodigious minds who face challenges in the realm of interpersonal connections. The takeaway is clear: cognitive intelligence doesn't automatically grant you emotional adeptness. When we think about emotions being something that is weak for human beings, let's address our societal norms. Many cultures and societies for generations viewed emotions, especially the display of them, as a sign of weakness. Stoicism and emotional restraint have often been equated with strength. However, this belief can strife genuine human connection and understanding. We should understand the power of emotion. Emotions, in their essence, are neither weak nor strong. They simply just are. They provide us with the insight into the deepest desires, fears, and values of the human being. By understanding and embracing our emotions, we can harness them as tools for growth, connection, and even motivation. In fact, some of the most transformative moments in history, from heartwarming acts of kindness to revolutionary moments and movements, have been driven by emotion. Next, let's talk about the practical steps to cultivating emotional intelligence. We're going to go over mindfulness meditation, active listening exercises, journaling, seeking feedback, and reading and engaging. So, when we take a look at mindfulness meditation, we are building awareness around our emotions. Mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment, offers a direct pathway to heightened self-awareness. By turning into our emotions without judgment, we can observe their flow, identify their triggers, and gain a deeper insight into emotional landscapes that we have. Meditation, especially focused practices like loving kindness or body scan meditations, can further deepen that awareness and allow us to connect with our emotions on a more profound level. Next, let's talk about active listening exercises. Enhancing our understanding of others. Active listening goes beyond the mere hearing of words. It's about truly understanding the message being conveyed. By practicing active listening, we're not only gaining insight into others' perspective, but also showing them genuine respect and empathy. Some exercises includes repeating what you've heard, avoiding interruptions, and asking open-ended questions to further the conversation. The next practical exercise is journaling, reflecting on our daily emotional experiences. Journaling offers a private space to process emotions, reflect on interactions, and gain clarity on feelings. By putting the pen to paper, we externalize our inner world, which can lead to surprising insights and personal growth. It's like having a conversation with yourself, offering a fresh perspective on the daily emotional experiences. Next, let's address feedback, encouraging a culture of open communication. While self reflection is vital, sometimes your own perspective can be limited. Seeking feedback from trusted colleagues, friends, or even mentors can provide an invaluable insight into areas of improvement. Remember, feedback isn't about criticism, it's about growth. By fostering a culture of open communication, we not only enhance our emotional intelligence, but we build stronger, more trusting relationships. Read, engage, and grow. Books, seminars, and courses that help enhance your emotional intelligence. Immersing oneself in the world of emotional intelligence through books, seminars, and courses can offer structured guidance on honing this skill. Renowned books by Daniel Goleman's Emotional Intelligence or Travis Bradberry's Emotional Intelligence 2.0 can provide insight and grounded deep in research. Meanwhile, seminars and courses often led by psychologists and emotional intelligence experts can offer practical exercises and real-world application of these simple principles. In closing, I would like to reiterate and reverberate as we've journeyed through the intricate facets of human emotion and emotional intelligence today, one truth stands clear. Our emotions and our abilities to navigate them, they are at the core of our human experience. In the age of technology and the global interconnectedness, it isn't just the skill or the knowledge that sets us apart, but it's the capacity for empathy, understanding, and genuine connection. Emotional intelligence isn't a mere buzzword, it's a compass that guides our interactions, our decisions, and even our relationships. So I leave you with a call to action. I urge each one of you, each and every one of you, to not just be inspired today, but to take inspiration to an actionable charge. Whether it is practicing mindfulness, diving back into books about emotional intelligence, or simply engaging in a heart-to-heart with a loved one. Let's commit to nurturing our emotional intelligence, because in understanding ourselves and others, we pave the way for a world filled with more compassion, more collaboration, and more genuine connection. I'd like to leave you with the words of Maya Angelou, a beacon of wisdom and emotional depth. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Let's strive not just to be remembered, but let's leave an incredible mark of positivity, understanding, and love in the hearts of all those we encounter.